What's up, everyone? We're back. I'm Dr. Shah.
Dr. Maxfield.
And welcome back to our channel, Doctorly, where we talk about all things skincare and dermatology. And in this video, we're going to be going over the best Black Friday deals for both skincare devices, and just a few things that Dr. Maxfield and I are shopping. The reality is that Black Friday for me is very stress provoking because I'm always trying to buy things and I'm never sure of when the best time to buy is because I don't know if the price is going to get lower later on. I don't know if I'm going to miss out on a deal on Black Friday. And so what we tried to do in this video was contact some of our brand friendlies, brands that we have relationships with, brands that we like, and ask them, hey, is this your Black Friday sale? And what is your Black Friday sale exactly, to avoid confusion so that none of you have FOMO on the sales and you know exactly what to buy and when to buy and make sure you're not missing out on the best deals. So the goal is to try to be as transparent as possible. Now, if these brands lied to us, please don't hold us accountable. We think that these are going to be the best deals, and we'll tell you when the sales start for each of our favorite brands. We'll also put links in the description, so if things are changing in real time, we'll go back to edit them during Black Friday day to make sure that everything is aligning to exactly what we said in this video. We'll also put any links that are in the description and any discount codes also in the description. Also, I'll be going live on Black Friday. I don't know if Dr. Maxfield is going to join me or not. He might have family over, but I've blocked off Black Friday to go live because I want to go over the best sales that are going on Amazon, and I won't know what those sales are until Black Friday is live. And I also have software that's able to tell you if the price has been lower in the last 30 days. And so this way I'll actually know if this is a good deal or not for you. So if you join us on Black Friday, I'll be able to tell you the best deals as well. So Black Friday deals.
Yeah, you definitely need to tune in for that. That software is invaluable to me. I don't know why, but Dr. Shaw has me extremely paranoid about these deal prices because I I'm like I even sent him something before this pod or this video. I was like, hey, did they mark this up? I know the brand. It seems suspicious, and he explained no, it's because it's an import. But now every time I see a price cut, I'm like, oh no, it's fake. They doubled the price and now they cut it 50% off. So make sure you tune in on Friday. It's going to be extremely valuable. In fact, if you were going to buy, I might even just wait until Friday and then just shop live with Dr. Shaw so he can help you navigate the noise. But anyway, we will start this video off with our favorite and best skincare deals that we know you can count on.
All right, so jumping into skincare deals, I'll talk about the one that I know the best, which is, of course, Remedy. And first of all, thank you to all of you for making Remedy a success. I cannot even believe how much we've grown this year. We are launching into a retailer in the last week of December, which is extremely exciting, extremely anxiety provoking for both me and the team. So it's due to all your support that we have the opportunity to even have to be in retail, because retail is made up of just behemoths, conglomerates. It's all L'Oreal and Unilever and P&G and all these other incubators. And then there's just us. And so it's only because of all of your support that we're able to do this. And we're launching a bunch of new products. We're actually coming out with some bigger sizes, and we'll be lowering the prices of some of our products just so that you can get them more accessible, because now that we have big purchase orders coming in from retail, we get what we call economies of scale. So we're able to actually lower our prices in some cases, which is very cool to me. So Black Friday sale for Remedy, I'll keep it as straightforward as possible. We already launched 30% off bundles, and there'll be no price that's lower than that. We're also going to be launching 25% off of single units as of Monday, November 24th. So if you're watching this after Monday, November 24th, the Black Friday sale is live. 25% off single items, 30% off bundles. The prices will not be lower than this. Then we have free shipping at a $40 threshold. We get free Clean Skin Club towels in the travel size, a special edition for at $50 threshold. And then at a $70 threshold, you'll get a free little tote bag from us, very similar to the IKEA tote bag, but with Remedy logoing on it. And so that's the entire sale. That's everything in there. And then finally, there's one thing that is not mentioned in the sale that's only available to VIP customers. All of you will be considered VIP customers here, and it's only available through a hidden link, which I'll put in the description. And that's because we have not yet launched it or done the launch videos or the launch assets for it. And that's our Remedy rich buttercream for the hands. So we have a repairing hand cream with retinol, 20% shea butter, and ceramides. I'll talk in a lot more detail about the product, but this is already getting a lot of traction, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. It's very cool, but I'll go into more details about the product and what we were thinking. But it's a rich reparative hand cream, and it's super cool packaging, very soft and squishy, and I think a lot of you will love it. So It opens like this, and I'll put the link below, and you'll only be able to, if you go to the website regular, you won't be able to find it, but through the link, you'll be able to get access to this hidden page. And so very cool, rich reparative hand cream. And I can't wait to hear what you all think about it. So that's the Remedy sale. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, the next one is Biossance. So this is a brand that we have been huge fans of for a long time. And if you know Biossance, if you know them, you know it's squalane based. And what's so important about squalane? Squalane is an oil that doesn't feel like an oil. It absorbs deeply into the skin. It leaves your skin non-greasy. It's like a light oil, but with deep hydration. It's a powerful antioxidant, and Biossance has the highest quality out there. And Biossance, I used to think of them as a splurge brand, but they're really not. They're just like that upper middle class price tier, but their elegance and aesthetics is top notch. Like
You know
I
what
never
happened
pick it up.
actually is that everyone else's prices went up, and certain brands that were like in that like Biossance category really didn't. And so it kind of like the gap between like mass and masstige prestige is sort of closing in. And so I think that's where Biossance kind of falls into that, where it's like still expensive, honestly, but I would still say that it's not like as crazy as some of the other stuff that's out there, and they seem to hold their prices compared to some of the mass brands, which were more affected by tariffs because they don't have as much margin. And to Dr. Maxfield's point, Biossance pioneered that type of squalane. It's called Neossance squalane, which was owned by Biossance. They actually went bankrupt, and so there's this whole chaos. But Biossance still exists as a brand, and their products are still phenomenal. And you can actually, as another brand, you can actually buy a Neossance squalane. And we actually use Neossance squalane in a lot of our products at Remedy, but because it's the highest quality squalane, and they just make incredible products. So what are your favorite products that you would recommend from Biossance for Black Friday?
Okay, so if you like skin oils, I love that little golden skin oil thing. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of skin oils, that product is incredible. I think it's the most elegant, unique, beautiful packaging and aesthetics skin oil out there altogether. So let that be your splurge if you're a skin oil person. And otherwise, I would say, copper peptides. Well, I'll say that again later in the video about another brand, but Biossance copper peptide is just a beautiful peptide product. Still might be my favorite of all of them.
It's such a good, beautiful product. It's like a hyaluronic acid serum plus your copper peptides, lower concentration of copper peptides, which is not as blue. Like something that has high concentration of copper peptides would be like blue like this, but it's more of a lighter blue, so just lower concentration, but just such an elegant, beautiful formula. They're doing 30% off singles, 40% off of bundles. There's no code required. The bundles that they have are actually pretty cool. I like the copper peptides. I still also like their marine algae eye cream. I quite haven't found
It's
anything
good.
that I like as much as their eye cream. But yeah, they have really great products. Good time of the year to shop. Let's talk about Supergoop next, which is doing 20% off of singles. And then they also have something called 40% off of super steals. And you'll have to actually go to their website. Their super steals are like highlighted on the page. It's kind of like the on Prime Day, you have like special deals that are happening throughout the day. It's very similar to that, where they'll just highlight a product and it will be 40% off of their super steals, which is pretty cool. And so you'll get some products maybe you've never tried before by them. I don't think they're giving their like best sellers in this. I haven't seen them yet. Unseen and stuff is not in that 40% off super steals, but they have a bunch of other products that they have from Supergoop that are in that, but 20% off of everything otherwise.
The next brand we'll talk about has become really one of my favorites, but Timeless, and then it is always caveated by Timeless Vitamin C. But their sale is 50% off of everything, and their code being BFC M50. Black Friday.
Cyber Monday.
Oh, Cyber Monday 50, and then free shipping over $75, which you'll get there.
It'll
But
be
the
hard
high-
to get there
yeah.
for that price point. I actually thought about think about this with Remedy. It's like, how hard is it to get to the threshold, right? Because it's like once you get the discount in there, it gets pretty hard. You got a lot of products when you're 50% off and you're already a pretty affordable brand with Timeless. You have to buy a lot of products to get over 75, but shipping is a big expense for a business, to be honest. Generally, even when a brand is charging you shipping, they're still losing money on shipping, because shipping usually costs about $7 just to ship it out, but then you're also getting paid. You're also having to pay the warehouse, like maybe about anywhere from $1 to $2, in some cases up to $3 per order, because you have to box. Someone's got to pick it. Someone's got to pick the label, print the label, and then and then you of course have to pay the freight to USPS or UPS or whatever. So ultimately, like shipping usually comes in at $8 or $9 for a brand, and even when they charge you $7, they're usually taking like a $2 hit on the shipping themselves, and so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, I would say with Timeless, I mean, I think really the go-to is their vitamin C. Like they have a CE ferulic, basically a vitamin CE and ferulic acid at 10 and 20% that really is on par with the expensive vitamin C's that are out there.
Yeah, I love the 10%. So if you're someone who hasn't tried a vitamin C and you want to try a classic tested formula, I would get the 10% vitamin C as an intro. I really do love their Matrixol serum as well. And I really like their coenzyme Q10 serum too. I think probably in descending order of data driven products is that order: vitamin C, peptides, and coenzyme Q10. But you really can't go wrong with all three of those. And if you purchase all three, maybe you'll get to the shipping threshold. But that would be a pretty stellar combination and routine. That'd be a killer bundle. Those three, I would love it.
Amazing. Next up, let's talk about Allies of Skin. So Allies of Skin is a brand that actually, so I was going back we were preparing to make this video. I actually went back through all the products and videos that we made this year on the YouTube Dr. Lee channel, which Dr. Maxfield, we are not making nearly enough videos.
I know.
Because it took me not long enough to go back through. So next year, our promise to all of you is we're definitely going to pick up. We've actually hired somebody internally to basically lead the Dr. Lee YouTube channel, make sure that we're scheduling things and editing things at an appropriate cadence and really engaging with you more. So we're really committed to that next year. And we have so much on the horizon on the back end that we've been building that's going to be really exciting for all of you. So I think in general, we're going to have a lot to say and a lot to do. And we're bringing the team to make this even better for all of you. And hopefully we're able to really just continue to add value and connect with you in a better way. But Allies of Skin, we mentioned it a lot of times this year, more than we ever mentioned it in the past. And actually, I think we first started mentioning it probably in the last 12 months, even though the brand has been out for quite a while. And I liked it quite a bit. And I think partly because, to your point, skincare has gotten more expensive. And so, we have sort of started talking about products that are more expensive, but also they just have really unique formulas, really cool packaging, and they're really offering something unique in the skincare space. But always my hesitation, and we've always caveated it with, these are expensive products. Now, the time to buy it is when it's on sale. So their sale right now is 30% off site-wide, 20% off of excluded items. So generally on their 30% off site-wide sales, they don't exclude they exclude a lot of their best sellers, which their copper peptide serum, their growth factor serum, and their unseen sunscreen dupe. But with our code Doctorly, you'll be able to get 20% off of the excluded items. And with any purchase over $75, you're also going to get their free lip balm, which is pretty cool because you definitely will hit $75 with Allies of Skin.
Yeah, you can't not hit $75 with Allies of Skin. No, this is my splurge brand. So yeah, I've been using their copper peptides probably for 3 years now. I think there it is. Yeah. So I love that product, but I would say this is my splurge. This is my guilty pleasure out of all the skincare brands because it's expensive, and that's why we don't talk about it. But the formulas are outstanding. I think they bring something unique to the table. And I don't know if I had to buy one. I don't know if I would get the growth factor, the copper peptides, or the azelaic acid product. I really don't know which of the three I would go with. I'm thinking growth factors or azelaic acid because there's so many copper peptide serums out there, but really stellar.
Oof, that's a good question. And then, yeah, I mean, it's tough because azelaic acid you can get at a lower price point, but theirs is really kind of a unique formula and it's got a really good combination of ingredients. The growth factor, it's kind of hard to get close to that. The dermatology one is definitely a contender in the space there. That's a good point. It's a good question. I would say of the one I use the most frequently, it would be the copper peptide. So if I was confident there's one that you would like, I would say get the copper peptide.
But just look at the purple packaging on the azelaic acid product. I mean, it shouldn't influence you, but that's a pretty freaking bottle. That's a beautiful bottle.
It's a beautiful bottle. They've done a great job with their branding. So Allies of Skin, that's the sale. It won't go lower. This is a special message from the brand, and you'll get 20% off extra with the ones that aren't normally discounted with the code Doctorly. Let's go on to the next one, which is...
Clean Skin Club.
Next up, Clean Skin Club. I was just with the Clean Skin Club team because they live in north of Miami, and I basically just did a live with them, and they actually have so many more products than their clean towels, which I didn't know until this live. They even sell Q-tips, like special
Hmm.
Q-tips, like dual-sided Q-tips. They have these like soft pads. They have so much stuff. They even have pimple patches. Clean Skin Club actually makes a lot of really high quality products that never get any love. But I messaged the founder and I said, "Hey, what is your Black Friday deal?" And he said, there's a bunch of Black Friday deals running at the same time for them. So it's one of those brands where you're just like not sure what the best deal that you're going to get is. And so he sent me a link to a special landing page that he says has the best deal for Clean Skin Club for Black Friday, which is 60% off of a 4-pack of their clean towels, and you'll also get 2 free gifts, including their bamboo box. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the bamboo box or Clean Skin Club in general, these are towels, but they're not like paper towels. I actually have like them in front of me right here, so I can show you. They're like a soft cloth for your face to dry your skin after you wash your face. Then you can use it to dry off the towels. You can use it to dry off your arms. I even use these as washcloths on my daughter. And some people might say that these are wasteful. The reality is I ended up using them more and more, and they can be wasteful in a way, but I just don't wash my towels every day. And I think the net benefit for my skin, for my daughter's skin, is a net benefit. And also, I think that if you have a guest bathroom and in that guest bathroom you have a mystery towel, and you don't know when that towel was last washed, it would be nice for your guests to put a Clean Skin Club towel box there. And these are really nice towels, and actually they're now available at Target. I think they're even
Mm-hmm.
expanding their retail footprint. They're doing very, very well. And Dr. Maxfield first started using them, I believe, in the office before the patients got cosmetic procedures done to make sure that they were using a clean towel. And they actually have these little boxes that they sell with them to put on your countertop to make your bathroom look more aesthetic, and put the towels in them. And I have them in all my bathrooms. So I'll show you some pictures of what they look like. But this is apparently the best deal. We'll put a link in the description so that you can land on that landing page and check out. And I'll make sure that I'll update that link in case that link your landing page goes down.
Perfect. Yeah. So Clean Skin Club towels, it's a different type of guilty pleasure for me. It's one I backed kind of early because once it got into my hands, I think it took probably like 1 or 2 months. It's just one of those, it's kind of like chapstick or lip balm, and it's kind of like hypochlorous acid, where you just find yourself using it way more than you thought. And you wonder, where did it go when you don't have it? So a couple months in, I was an
That's a
early
good
adopter.
explanation,
Yeah,
actually.
and then people, there's a lot of backlash, like enough of it, where I was like, okay, am I going to stand by this product or not? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to double down. I love these things. And you used an analogy of like, oh, would you buy this or paper towel? And I said, well, paper towels are expensive. Paper towels feel rough as a pine cone compared to these Clean Skin Club towels. I ran out of these on one of my counters, and I grabbed a paper towel and I used it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this feels horrible compared to a Clean Skin Club towel. And they're made of bamboo, so there is a lot of eco thought that goes into these. Even though they are a little wasteful, they're actually much more sustainable than anything else you would use, including paper towels.
Do Skincare. So Do Skincare, I just love the brand. I think they have some of the most consistent, and in a way, somewhat really look up to the brand from a branding
Mm.
perspective. Now they have
Mm-hmm.
totally different products from Remedy, totally different brand, and it's founded by Charlotte Palomino, who's incredible and very knowledgeable, and really just kind of weighs in on the skincare industry. But what I love about the brand is just so consistent in its what it stands for, right? Which are not the same principles that Remedy stands for, right? Like our products are all about super effective formulas, super stacking your ingredients so that you don't have to buy multiple ingredients, advanced clinical skincare where we have like tons of clinical testing, incredible results. Like, I'm not saying that they don't have good results or good ingredients in their formula, but they're more focused on like cleansers and moisturizers, which we have cleansers and moisturizers too, but they're much more focused on barrier care, right? And ours is much more focused on treatments, and we also have barrier care, but it's not like a foundational part of our skincare line. And what I like about them though is like they've stuck to this uh, sustainability element with all their aluminum packaging that they always talk about. They talk about transparency around ingredients, which I really believe in. They talk about they even talk about their prices and how much it costs to formulate things. And even with their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, they told you exactly what their sale was going to be on each day, meaning like, okay, this period it's going to be this discount, the next period it's going to be this discount, so you don't get that FOMO. So just, I think the brand really stands for transparency across the board and sustainability, and I think that they hit it over and over again. And I think brands need to stand for something in order for people to believe in them, and I think those things that you stand for are really, really important. And we stand for things, but we don't message them as much as they do. And we're trying to do a better job this year talking about like, what do we stand for? And like, one of the things that we stand for that might not be obvious to all of you is that we never white label formulas, meaning like, every formula we make is from the ground up. And you might think, well, like everybody does that, don't they? And I would say that 95% of brands, you can actually find that same product in different packaging from another brand at a different price point. And it's the fastest way to launch products because they've already gone through stability testing and everybody's already using that like stock formula and putting their packaging on it. And like, one of the things we stand for is like really unique formulations that start with patient needs. And from those patient needs, we create formulas from there. And that's one of our things. We never really message it, right? And so there's lots of things we stand for, and we're trying to do a better job, like just messaging those things that we stand for so that people really understand why we exist and why you should purchase us instead of somebody else.
So I think you're being a little critical on yourself, because so if I'm thinking of messaging and branding, and this won't be a long tangent, so don't worry, any of you who are listening, watching, or Dr. Shah who's wondering when we need to move on. I think of vacation as a perfect messaging branding. We said it in our vacation video. Like, they have a tone, they have a lens through which they see the world and your skin, and they nail it. They're consistent. I totally agree. It's almost like a theological, existential type of messaging, and
it's
the
like
barrier
a religion,
repair is
right?
there.
Like, it's like a religion. It's like, what it stands for, right? What it believes in.
But so does remedy. Like, so a remedy is remedy. It is medicinal. And I think there are just different parts of you. I think you're a deep person, who has a lot of different qualities and characteristics. And a part of you just wishes that you had brought some of those other pieces of you into remedy, and you're probably going to do it. But I think remedy has a strong scientific, data-driven, problem solution focused ethos that's communicated well. So don't be too hard on yourself. I actually think that lives well there too.
I think partly I just look at the brand every day, and so like you just think about like everything that's going wrong, but no, I appreciate that. But we'll try to do a better job, right? Because like every now and then someone will be like, oh yeah, like I know Remedy's your brand, but not really like sure, how are you different, or so I just think maybe I just overthink about it. Be curious in the comments, like, what do you all think the principles of Remedy are based on your interactions with the brand so far and the purchases that you've made so far. So after that long monologue, this is the sale that Do is doing. They are doing 22% off starting on November 24th. That will last through Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That's off of any individual item, 30% off of sets, and 26% off of orders over $125. So a bit of a confusing numerology here, but ultimately that's the sale. And if I had to pick one product, I would pick their Instant Angel moisturizer and their cleanser, which I really, really like, their traditional water-based cleanser. I think it's a really nice cleanser. They have a fragrance-free and a fragrance version, which is really nice. But the Instant Angel is very similar to the Remedy Rich Cream Moisturizer. It's just a thicker, lipid, rich moisturizer that's just really nice and hugs the skin and gives you that that buttery finish that I really, really like in a moisturizer, especially at this time of the year.
Nice. So paralleling this, as Do focuses on, let's say, skin barrier, and Remedy focused on problem solution, this is kind of a historic narrative we saw with Korean skincare and traditional Western skincare, where Korean skincare really did an amazing job soothing, restoring the barrier, just like hydrating your skin. And then Western skincare was very much like, here's your active ingredient, here's how strong you can take it, here are the results you should get. Now that's changed, and there's a lot of overlap and cross utilization of ingredients. But I wanted to find a good Korean skincare brand that perhaps is still underrated and off the radar a little bit. So if you look online, yes, Medicube is having some good Black Friday sales. Anua is having some good Black Friday sales. But Numbuzin is...
If you go to Anua's website, I was going to try to tackle Anua, and it is so chaotic on their website right now that I don't even think they know what the sale is. It's like a bonanza on that website.
So to avoid Anua, then I'll shift you to Numbuzin. So Numbuzin is one of my favorite Korean skincare brands of all time. I've used their products more than any other Korean skincare brand, actually. Maybe CosRX, close to it, or maybe a little more. But Numbuzin, 20% off the whole site, and I think you want to just try it out. You should get your hands on some of their products. One of the last videos we posted, I noticed so many of the comments were just about Numbuzin because I shouted out I don't remember, one of their products, but so many of the top comments on there mentioned the brand. And I was like, oh, good, it's finally getting traction because their sunscreen is great. I think it's the number one sunscreen. Oh, they number their products. So it's like numbered out and it's supposed to create a routine for you, but I don't pay attention to that at all. And then their oil-based cleanser is exceptionally good. Their toners, I love their soothing toner. So I think if you're looking to venture into Korean skincare and you just want to try something that isn't perhaps totally trendy, totally overhyped or over talked about, I would look into Numbuzin.
Yeah, so you were an early adopter of Numbuzin actually, and you started mentioning Numbuzin probably over 2 years ago now, where you had fallen in love after you tried their products, and you went to. I think you mentioned they have a some type of I want to say bifida or
Mm-hmm.
serum or NAD plus serum or something that you really
Yeah,
liked, and
Bifida.
and
That was it.
and I was like, I've never heard of this brand, but you were early adopter, and now I hear more and more people talking about it. I think I even saw James Welsh just talking about it. So what's their
Oh,
sale right now?
nice. Just 20% off site wide, but
What's
like
your
most,
favorite product if you could pick one and you said, okay, this product
ooh,
represents the brand the best?
I I would say they're. I hate to say a cleanser, but it's the most. It's a stellar oil cleanser. It actually lathers like a rich lather, and it's going to leave you hydrated. And it's so effective. Sunscreen, makeup doesn't matter; it comes off. And if you really want more of like the traditional Korean skincare experience, that's maybe a little more sexy, I would go with their soothing toner or their sunscreen. But then shout out to their vitamin C, which is also really good.
Next up, let's talk about Dermatology. So Dermatology with no vowels.
Hmm.
This is another brand where we've started talking about it a lot more over the past couple months and years. Dr. Maxfield, again, early adopter. He is a huge fan of their tinted sunscreen, which I actually have right in front of me. It really is. I used it again recently, and I cycle in and out of sunscreens. It's a phenomenal sunscreen. It leaves you with just such a nice dewy glow. Tinted sunscreen, great if you have hyperpigmentation. So if you're somebody who's using Remedy for dark spots, I highly recommend using a
Mm.
tinted sunscreen, and I really, really think that you'll like this one. Their sale is 30% off site wide. They also have very confusing sales. You also get a free full size gift with purchases over $40, and this ends on December 2nd. So the sale's already live. 30% off site wide, free gift over $40. Pretty straightforward. And I'm going to try to see if we can get something special extra for you with the code. We'll see. TBD.
Yep. So dermatology, so yeah, the universal tinted moisturizer. There's two of them or more. I don't know, but the hybrid one is really my favorite. There's a physical one as well, which is fine, but the tinted hybrid one is my favorite. And I know over the course of probably like the 4 or 5 years, I've been strongly recommending this brand. This one has stood the test of time. Like, especially in the demographic of probably like 20 to 50-year-old women, this is so many people's no makeup look. So many. And it just hasn't gone away. So if you're looking for that, this is a perfect option for you.
100%. It's great. I say if you're new to brand, I would try the sunscreen first. I think you'll fall in love with it. Their growth factor serum, their needleless growth factor serum is a really nice serum at the price point that it's currently at. Is there anything else? I think you also like their cleanser.
Oh yeah, their goat oat cleanser is a good one. I love their needleless peptide serum. They were really early to peptides too, and their peptide serum is a really good one. There's a really interesting one that I didn't talk about this year, and it's a little late in the season, but they have this pumpkin.
Oh
Every year I talk
God,
about this stupid product.
you love this
I love
pumpkin
this
mask.
product. It's a pumpkin mask. And it just smells so freaking good. Every year I talk about it, I just haven't busted it out this year. but it's
Yeah,
kind of late in season.
it's a fun product. Let's just put it that
Yeah,
way.
it's fun. It's fun.
But their SPF is really unmatched, and they have so many really good products. Really, like if you get in there, they have hundreds of products. I would say everything is super high quality. There's nothing. They even have like a lactic acid body moisturizer that's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So just a lot of like
It's a
very
good one.
underrated products on their website. But new to brand, I would definitely grab their tinted sun. Next up, we're talking about
Devices.
devices. So the best skincare devices. So what's good about devices this time of the year is that one, these are usually the lowest prices of the year. And I will say Black Friday in general tends to have the best prices of the year from a skincare brand perspective. At least for Remedy, we don't do lower prices any time of the year than Black Friday. And most of my friends that do own brands, they also don't do lower prices than this time of the year. Now, there are a few scammers that are out there that you have to be a
Mm.
little bit careful of because they actually raise their prices on Black Friday because they know that more people are going to shop on Black Friday than any other day of the year, and they're going to think they're the best. So it does get a bit difficult. That's why we try to sort through all of this with you. So skincare devices are really great this time of the year because they're discounted and they're also very giftable for someone who really loves skincare. So that's why I really like talking about these at this time of the year. Of course, we'll talk about Cure because we always talk about Cure. We love the brand. We've been advisors of the brand for a while. They have, of course, their LED mask, which I have right here. And what's actually been going viral, again, early adopters. Dr. Maxfield always an early adopter because I was actually a slow adopter
It's
of their
true.
microinfusion, but their microinfusion has recently gone super viral. It was the number one selling product on all of TikTok this month, and it's this these microinfusion devices. I actually started using this regularly, and I feel like it brought my skin back. So I'm very happy with this. You do have to do it properly. If you don't do this properly at home, you can actually cause more harm than good. And so definitely watch our videos on how to do this properly at home because it's really important. But what sale are they currently doing for Black Friday? Because their sales also confuse the heck out of me.
That's exactly what I was going to say too. So it's 57% off of bundles, which their bundles actually do really well on TikTok right now. Like Dr. Shaw saying, number one top trending product on all of TikTok shop. So if you want to get a bundle, if you want to invest a little bit, now is definitely the time. And then 26% off site wide. Now, when you're thinking of skincare devices, think of it a little differently. Like this is a bigger upfront purchase. This is often a one-time spend, unlike your monthly refills. Now, the microinfusion is a recurring utility. You use it once every 2 weeks, but you should be thinking about devices a little bit differently. Also, if you're looking to invest in a device, you should have mastered the basics of topical skincare first. And then this is a way to elevate or break through whatever your ceiling is or plateau. This is your next step.
100%. 100%. And which device would you choose from Cure? Cure actually just launched. I think it's on pre-order right now, and I still think that the discount applies to it. Their new LED or low-level light helmet for hair growth, which, as you notice here, and I know this thing is catching a lot of reflection right now, but let me see if I can get it without any glare. But what you have here is this like Apple like box that it comes in, which is super cool. I actually got a previous version of this before it was even launched, but this is a nice cordless device for the scalp, which is crazy, and low level light therapy, which is shown to promote hair growth. It's something that we do believe in that has quite a bit of science. We've talked about it in the past. My wife used low level light therapy during her postpartum hair loss period, and so it is something that I believe in, and they have actually started to soft launch this as well. I would say if I had to choose one thing from Cure that you'll see quick results with, I would go with microinfusion.
So I was running the list in my head. I'm like, okay, is it the LED mask? Is it the new LED and laser helmet? Which, by the way, if you're going to do hair growth, it has to have a laser, in my opinion. Is it going to be the faucet filters? Is it going to be the shower filters? Which I love the
Oh,
shower filters. Like
I
I
have them
love the
also.
shower filters. But I would. But at the end of the day, I'm still with the microinfusion. I think it just. I think it delivers in a way and really adds something that was lacking in the space.
You know what it is actually? It's because nobody else is offering this, right? Because if you think about it, shower heads, they have a really nice shower head, but there's other brands that have shower heads, Filter, Baby, Jolie, and in general, like they all filter the water, right? And you could argue the minor differences between them. Same thing with LED, right? There's lots of LED masks out there, and everyone has their nuances, and some people like different versions for different reasons, right? And same thing with low level light therapy for the scalp. They have a really interesting mechanism here, and then we'll talk more about the technology at some point later on. But microinfusion, there's really no competitor, right? Like no one else is offering this at home in a safe way with sterile needle tips, right? And so I think in the end, it's because you can only get it from Cure.
No, this is there. You're right. They pioneered this. Like this is synonymous with the brand. Like they brought this to market. Now everyone's just trying to copy them. Cure microinfusion is the only one I would trust. It's the only one I trust to microneedle at home. I wouldn't touch anything else at this point.
Definitely. All right. So let's talk about. So we mentioned their sale. Let's talk about Omnilux. So Omnilux is doing their sale from November 17th to December 3rd. This is directly from the brand. They have $75 off one device, $175 off of two devices, $275 off of three devices, and 20% off of minis and skincare, which are discounted on site. So $75 off of one full device. Omnilux, their LED mask is something that started in clinics. It started actually as like light panels, and then they started making at home LED devices. A brand that I also trust, very similar to Cure.
Mm-hmm.
They are FDA cleared, and they've done quite a bit of studies on their brand. Now their product's slightly different. It's not cordless, but it does have a lot of clinical data on it. It's a brand I trust.
Yeah. So Omnilux is one of those malleable. We don't use that word enough. It's a malleable mask that kind of conforms to the general shape of your head, but it can be very comfortable and it's data driven. Definitely a trusted brand. I do like wearing that one as well. I'm not a big fan of the cord thing, but that's a nuance. Now, I will say too, this type of sale, remember what I said about a one-time investment and what Dr. Shaw said about giftable? I mean, if the sale scales with purchases and you have enough people in your life, which I hope you do, I hope all of you have that many friends and family, that this would be beneficial. Like this is a good sale. This is a really good giftable item too. So I think it's definitely something you can get for yourself, get for a friend, family member, and it'll work for your skin and they will love it.
Next up in devices, we have Current Body that's doing 20% off site wide for Black Friday. And they also have an LED mask. And what's cool about their LED mask is it covers the entire face. It's soft and malleable. It also has a cord, so very similar to Omnilux mask, but they also have this like chin extension that's really nice to really just kind of cup your face underneath the skin. And I have every LED mask at this point. I've purchased every single LED mask, and I actually told Dr. Maxfield next time we shoot videos in person, we're going to do an updated review of every single LED mask on the market. I have the Shark one right in front of me that has a little cooling section underneath the eyes. I have the Current Body one. I have the Eye Restore one. I have the updated Cure mask. I have everything. So we're going to do a full in-depth review of LED updated, but Current Body 20% off. So if you're looking to get devices there, you can get those off site wide.
Okay, so Current Body, yes, another tested. Is it tried and true or tried and true? I've said this in 4 or 5 YouTube videos, and I never know. I think it's tried and true. But either way, Current Body, definitely a reputable brand. And the next one being the Medicube Age R Pro Booster. Now, this device is interesting. It's just stacked with technology. It has, it's the little wand. You've seen Kylie Jenner use it. I know you all have, and I know you want to buy it, which is why I'm talking about it. You're going to buy it no matter what we say. So this one has microcurrent, which is very questionable in terms of does it help your skin. It also has EMG, so it moves the larger muscles, which I think is a net negative. Unless you want, a more sculpted jawline, because it does cause muscle hypertrophy in theory, but it would increase wrinkles. So trade-off. And then it also has air shot, and it has something called electroporation, and that's what I like. So as much as microneedling or Cure's microinfusion increases absorption into your skin, I think the idea of electroporation theoretically also makes sense, and it could increase absorption into your skin. And if that's what you're using it for, then I think that's fair. The price is down from $480 to $220. And so again, a very giftable item, a very popular item. And although I don't think all of the technology makes sense, I think some of it does. And to be quite honest, it's a lot of fun for people to use. It's very visual. and I think a lot of people will enjoy it. Now, does that mean I think you should buy it? Not necessarily. But if you're going to anyway, now is the time to do it.
Right. So you've seen it go viral. This is the time of the year to purchase something like this. Electroporation does help your ingredients penetrate more into the skin. There are plenty of studies to show that that's true. The rest of the features are somewhat sus. I think they have LED on that wand as well,
Yeah.
which I mean, like we
There's no
believe in LED, but like the idea of like using it over your face in this motion, like how like we would think you should get at least LED in one spot for the entire face for at least 3 minutes, up to 10 minutes. For you to do that on the entire face would take you basically all day. So it's just not a practical tool, similar to SolarWave, which we've talked about in the past. It's just not a practical tool to deliver LED. And Medicube is one of the fastest growing Korean skincare brands. It's a massive brand. I remember getting products from them early on, and I was like, "What is this brand?" They just kept sending more and more and more stuff, and they launch more products than I think any brand
Mhm.
in existence. They are launching products at the speed of light. And I will say, some of the products are really amazing.
Mhm.
Some of the products are sus.
Mhm.
And I think when you launch at that speed, you get some sus products. And when I say sus, I mean their hypochlorous acid product, because their hypochlorous acid is formulated with a bunch of other actives in it. And hypochlorous acid is not stable with anything but water, a stabilizer, sodium chloride, and that's it. Because hypochlorous acid, to stay in that state of a hypochlorous acid, which is like that respiratory burst stage, it's a very transitory space. And like if you do not formulate it exactly perfectly under the right conditions and you add anything else to that formula, hypochlorous acid becomes inactive. Now, that doesn't mean that the spray doesn't have benefits because of the other ingredients they've added in it. But if you're expecting it to be a disinfectant spray, it's not a disinfectant spray. And so I think stuff like that, when you're launching fast and you're just putting trending ingredients in a bottle, makes me a bit nervous um, about the product in general.
Yep. So totally agree with that. And that wraps up the skincare devices. So I think those are all worth checking out. If you probably the most giftable, to be honest, of anything we'll talk about. But next up, we're going to go into a little bit of our lifestyle. Um, I want to hear. So, Dr. Shaw, go. You lead this one off because I actually think yours is really good.
Okay, so I have mentioned this brand before, and I think ultimately, if you are a male yourself, or if you have a spouse that's a male and you're looking for a really nice gift, and there's somebody who likes to wear athleisure clothing, I really, really, really love this brand. And it's not sold in stores, it's really only sold online. And I really heard about it from my brother. My brother's a big into fitness, right? He works out, he goes to Equinox Gym in New York. He's like one of these people that takes working out very seriously. He put me onto this brand called 10,000, and it's really just like a super high quality version of like Lululemon. It's not inexpensive, but they just make some of the best. I would say their shorts are the best shorts on the market. And they come in 5 inch. They also come in 7 inch. I like 5 inch because I like to show a little bit more of my thigh. But they have just incredible shorts. And they're 30% off site wide, starting on November 24th to December 1st. And then on November 28th, they go 45% off of select items. So I would wait until November 28th to see what the sales are and what's discounted. But 45% off select items starting November 28th. And that's from 10,000, which is one of my favorite. I'm wearing the shorts right now under like with the scrub top. So, and Dr. Maxfield has seen me wearing these shorts all the time, but they're just super high quality shorts. And that's my long rant on the quality of 10,000. But I could talk about athleisure. Since I had my daughter, I pretty much live in athleisure clothing at this point. And so I've really got into it. And I will say, just for those of you who know the brand Aloe, I think it's the worst quality athleisure brand on earth. And all these people are spending so much money on it because it looks super cool, but it's trash. And so I have very strong opinions about athleisure, maybe even stronger opinions about athleisure than I do about skincare at this point. So stay tuned. We'll talk more about this in the future.
Nice, good. But I need these recommendations. So this is why I wanted to hear it because I was trying so hard to think of like clothing or whatever. Like I like watches like a decent amount. I'm not going to spend a fortune on them, but I really like picking up watches. But there's no significant sale on watches anywhere. Like that's straight from the manufacturer. My clothes they come from Marshalls and Ross and TJ Maxx, and I just pick them up on a whim. Like if I'm at your house and I just didn't pack clothes, I'm like, all right, I'm going to Ross. I'm going to whatever one is across the street, and that's how I pick up my athleisure clothes. So I'm definitely going to be buying from 10,000 this one. I'll wait for the 28th. Um, yeah, my wardrobe isn't very thoughtful, let's say. So the thing that I would say is I have strong opinions about sunglasses. I wear sunglasses a lot when I'm outside because I'm outside a lot, and I think Ray-Bans and I think Oakleys, I think expensive sunglasses are all a scam. I was in California for the World Surf League and I forgot my sunglasses and I went to the sunglass store and I put on the Ray-Bans, I put on all the things and I said, I just cannot justify spending that much money on these. I'm sure they're nice, but they feel so lightweight. I know they'll break if I sit on them. They're just tiny. So
You're gonna
blenders,
lose them. The reality with
I lose them.
sunglasses is like you're gonna lose them. There's not a single pair of sunglasses that I've been able to maintain.
Exactly. I think that for me, it's been very true. I've never felt like it was worth the investment because they get scratched, squished, or lost. And so Blenders is a brand that I've repurchased over and over again. They have a lot of different styles. It's 50% off site wide, and they have gotten more expensive over the last year or two as they've invested in some extremely high profile people to back the brand, but it's still very affordable. I maybe $60 now at most, maybe $80, but half off of that. I'm going to mass order these. They don't feel plasticky because I cannot stand just like straight plastic sunglasses. They don't feel cheap. They're really sturdy. Of course, they're polarized. So Blenders is one of the things I'll be purchasing a lot of this season.
All right, and there's one last thing that I would mention, and I might mention it again on Amazon because I'll see what the sale is there. But Bose, which does headphones and speakers, and they make really high quality products, they're doing up to 50% off, which I sort of hate because I hate the up to. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like
So
we were very certain we wouldn't do this for Remedy because it's like, hey, what's the sale? And what's the discount? But I really like their Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds. I think they're better than AirPods from Apple. And so I've tried pretty much the Beats ones. I've tried the ones from Apple. And I've tried Skull Candy. I've tried a bunch of different ranges, different price points, high to low. And I think that the Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds are the best wireless Bluetooth earbuds that I've tried.
Nice. Yeah, those are good. One day I'll go on another rant about noise cancellation and how I think it messes with your inner ear and how it took me. I actually finally accommodated and adjusted to it so I can use noise canceling headphones, but it took about
I
solid
don't
6
like
months.
it. Makes me nauseous for whatever reason. Like,
Me too.
even though they're noise canceling, I use them on transparent mode because I don't like being completely blocked out, except for maybe on the plane,
Mm-hmm.
because the plane's actually a lot louder than you realize. And you
Oh my
only
goodness.
realize that once you use noise canceling headphones, because once you turn that feature off, you'll be like, whoa, it's so loud on the plane, actually. So it's probably better for your ear to some extent, but I'm not convinced. And it makes me nauseous, like in public. And I also, if I do it, my wife screams at me because she's like, did you hear what I just said? And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I have like noise canceling headphones on. So, I think I'm not allowed to use the noise canceling feature in the house anyway.
Yeah, that's true too. All of that very, very real world. Also makes me feel better. I thought that was the only one. I've returned 3 sets of noise canceling headphones because they made me nauseous, and the people at the stores never believed me. Like, I've never heard of such a thing. I was like, I promise. I'm just trying to get these, and it never works. So anyway, hopefully this list is helpful for you all. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you joined Dr. Shaw, maybe myself, but probably just Dr. Shaw because to do a family around on Black Friday. And let us know what your best deals are. Let us know and let anyone know in the comments know what you found that is worth their time.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.